Well, I mean, that's part of the bigger question of what is the scale of investment that's going to be required to achieve the low carbon transition in general. And most of that transition is going to take place in cities. So the two questions overlap. I would say that the size of the investment is somewhere on the order of 1 to 2% of GDP over an extended period of at least 10 years. This is going to well, we have to do it quickly.
So the City of Ottawa has identified that it needs to collectively, as a community, the community as a whole needs to invest about $31.8 billion over the next 30 years, but predominantly over the next 20 years to mitigate our climate change impacts.
The real elephant in the room is the scale of financing that will be required. It's both the scale and the rapidity of change that's required over the next decade. But really what needs to be done when we talk about those barriers is there needs to be a clear imperative for change, and then therefore there would be an imperative to finance that change. We need to make these investments financeable, so we need to change the way that we currently think about opportunity identification and what is the scale of those opportunities. And there is a need also to develop innovative financing products and systems that may not be available today.
In terms of the amount of money that's available to fund climate action, I think there are trillions and trillions of dollars available, and I think that amount is increasing every day. So this year and through the past 18 months or so, we've seen tremendous growth and interest in ESG, so environmental, social, and governance investing in capital markets. And I think a good portion of that money is interested in climate solutions as well. It remains to be seen exactly how committed a lot of different investment players are, but I think there's a lot of interest in helping fund the transition that needs to happen. And obviously a good portion of those emissions, from a mitigation point of view, those emissions happen in cities, and I think there's a lot of appetite to deploy capital there. In terms of access to capital being a barrier, I think it's more around the structures and the way things are organized in order to tap into different pockets of money. So whether it's institutional investors with certain levels of sophistication, or it's retail investors, there are different ways, I think, to approach those different pockets of capital.